Yeah, this a hit right here, Zay.
Molly got that heat.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So I've been getting a lot of requests lately to essentially showcase the results for the demo account that I'm basically showcasing for you guys here on YouTube. I've been getting a lot of requests in the DMs on social media, and then I ran a poll also in the Telegram community that we have, basically asking, if people would want to see this kind of video for transparency reasons. So basically decided to hop on today and give you guys that. So this account started at 200,000. It is a demo account, but if you have your psychology together, if you know yourself as a trader, if you have the correct amount of experience with live trading, it's essentially the same thing. At first, as a newer trader, it's not, right? You're gonna feel invincible. If you go on winning streaks and stuff with demo accounts when you're new. But then again, if you start taking losses as a new trader, whether it's live or demo, there's a lot of internal battles and struggles you have to deal with, and we all deal with that at the beginning of our journeys. So I essentially started this demo account back in January. And for those of you that do know me and are familiar and have been around for a while, you know that I'm funded. So this isn't just demo trading, but for legal reasons, of course, got to showcase in the demo perspective. But like I said, we basically started this back in January on the 21st at 200,000, as you can see. And just like most traders should do when they're starting off with their accounts, they shouldn't push their edge to the max right away. You should slowly ease yourself into it. Especially if it's like your first time trading live and stuff like that. Blown accounts are completely normal. So if any of you guys have blown, accounts or are struggling right now, it's just a testament to your infancy as a trader and your lack of experience. I always tell my students that we basically pay the more experienced traders for our lack of preparation or experience. And that just comes with the territory. You know what I mean? So, losing, your perspective you want to have on losing, just so you can kind of, soften the blows when you take losses or incur a losing streak. I always tell my students that you want to view losing trades as, like penalties are viewed in sports. They're always going to be there. There's no avoiding them. Perfection doesn't exist here or, in many high performance, activities or careers. So losing is just part of the game. You got to learn how to keep your composure and not let losing losing mess up your perspective in regards to your abilities or your self-confidence or self-worth, things like that, because all they are is penalties, especially if you have good risk management, which I'll make a separate video basically outlining my personal risk management plan and basically what I utilize. But yeah, losing is just part of the game. You can't beat yourself up. What you should do if you go through losing streaks, you got to first figure out why you took the loss. You got to have a limit on your trading, right? You can't trade a million trades, a day, because that's just going to damage you. And after three losing trades, I've learned from my personal perspective that, after 3 losing trades, your mental capital starts depleting. Then you start going into desperation mode. And, once you feel that stuff, you got to have the self-awareness to understand that that's what's occurring, so you can make the proper adjustments or take the correct action, like taking a break or, whatever the case may be, right, for you. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm a decent trader. You know what I mean? I'm pretty decent. I give lots of proof. I've helped a couple of students get funded. Our community's thriving. Same with the Telegram chat as well, alongside the Discord. But as you can see, perfection is just not realistic. So if you have like a perfectionist mindset, you have to change that, because trading will be difficult and somewhat harmful to you with your your mindset. So you got to have the right perspective. It's very, very important. But yeah, losing, right? There's some losses here, and as we scroll through it, you'll see that there's more losing trades as well. But the only difference is the way you manage, the losing trades. You got to figure out how you're going to keep your composure, and that's going to stem from your rules. Like, I don't ever lose my composure when if I take losses, because I know my model, I know my setup, I know what I'm looking for, and I have very strict risk management rules in play. So I know for a fact I will not lose, more than 2% in a day, no matter what. Most times it's under that. Sometimes it's exactly 2% if I'm getting real confident, and I like some setups, But if they go south, there's that limit that you got to have. You got to develop this, and most new traders don't have this, which is why issues occur. They don't have that self-control that experienced traders have developed. It's not a natural thing. Discipline is, it's cultivated. We're not born with discipline, and especially in the market environment, it's unlimited. There's nobody telling you what to do. So you have to tell yourself what to do, and you have to listen to yourself and do what you should be doing, in regards to like the restraint, and your risk management rules, so yeah, as you can see, there's some losses here. It started at 200,000. As we scroll up, we can see, wins and losses, win streaks. Then we got losing streaks. But I keep my composure, and look, you see right here how I have a specific amount, right? That was my leverage that I wanted to use for that day. Once I took the losses here, or once these losses were occurred, I ended up dropping my lot size after a certain amount of time, just so I could catch my footing and make sure that I'm on the right side, or I can just catch my footing. You know what I mean? And we'll kind of go over things in regards to the process I use, like I said, in a later video. But I just wanted to show this to you guys, so for transparency reasons. I do post all the executions besides the losers. If you guys would like me to post losing trades as well, I will. But it's all up to you guys. So just let me know in the comments if that's something you guys would like me to also put on this channel, some of the losing trades, and then my reasoning as far as why, and how my mindset is in those moments. But yeah, as you can see, there's losers here, there's losing streaks, then there's bigger win streaks, then there's some bigger losing days, and then there's bigger wins. So it's all about managing your risk effectively, not being a machine gun. Be a sniper, know your model, and just be patient. You know what I mean? Be patient with yourself. Don't ever associate a losing trade or a losing streak to your your abilities. Like, just because you took a couple losses or took a loss today, that doesn't mean that a year or two, or 3 or 4 years from now, you're going to be in the same position. That doesn't mean that, because in all reality, if the losses we take, the losses we take today, or the losing streaks that we take, none of that shit's going to matter. You know what I mean? And like, even a year from now, or especially not 5 years from now. So for us to get mad when we take losing trades, or we start doubting ourselves, or just being super negative, with our self-talk because of, adverse results. It's just not logical. You know what I mean? Because like I said, your perspective on losing should be, their lessons, or you could look at them like penalties in sports for, for my subscribers that like sports. You know what I mean? There's lots of similarities in that perspective, in regards to, penalties and losses in trading. You know what I mean? Penalties in sports and losses in trading. But yeah, as you could see, there's win streaks, and then there's little losing streaks, but then there's bigger win streaks, and then there's losing streaks, and there's sometimes where things got a little more shaky. But keep in mind the account balance, I never go over 10% ever, on this whole account. I have gotten to, I believe the most it was like 4.5%, which was over here. But nonetheless, after that losing streak, keeping my composure, I'm able to get back in line with the marketplace with my analysis and not be, messed up mentally and start doubting myself and all the negative vibes that come from, us seeing, small failures, which is required in trading. Like there's always going to be failures. So your relationship to losing and your relationship or perspective to failure, all that stuff needs to change. You know what I mean? It's the marketplace environment is not like real life. Certain things that are justifiable in real life or day-to-day life, it's not helpful for you, in trading. A lot of ways that we shift our perspective in trading is also very, useful in our day-to-day lives. Like looking at failures, short-term failures should never break somebody. And I know that like a lot of traders get broken by those little mistakes that they make, so there's some internal work that needs to be done, in that aspect of stuff, for those of you that want to become full-time traders, because the stress level trading part-time versus, the stress level trading full-time, when all your decisions you make in the marketplace are going to either make or break your financial stability, it's a totally different ball game. So for those of you that want to be full-time traders, think about this, this topic right now. Take like 5 minutes to just really think. If you had to depend on your abilities to trade full-time right now, for those of you that are in such a rush, okay, if you guys think about this, just try to imagine the stress level you would have. Because think about it, if you're struggling to deal with losses, which are a part of the game right now, just imagine the stress level that you'll have to deal with if it's, oh my God, I have to pay my bills or my rent, or I got to take care of my kids, or whatever the case may be, based on my trading results. Think about it. It's a lot different. It's a lot different of a mindset, and you gotta build rules and study yourself well enough so that you don't self-destruct when that time comes. You know what I mean? Because trading, it's promoted, all the stuff that's promoted about it being easy money and this and that. Trading's only easy when you know what the hell you're doing, when you know exactly what it is that you're looking for in the marketplace, and you have these rules to protect you from yourself, and you're disciplined enough to follow the rules. Because if you don't follow the rules, you're going to fail. You're going to struggle, longer term. And it's avoidable. You know what I mean? Of course, there's things that we all have to go through, as traders, as people, to learn certain lessons, because we're all wired differently. So you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself. A lot of people overlook risk management and psychology studies into themselves, because they're just looking for entry points, or what's the model, what's the hot model, or whatever the case may be in regards to making money. How can I make this amount of money? You can't get to that level if you don't know how to manage yourself and manage your money correctly in times like this. Okay, this stuff happens to everybody. It's not just, doesn't just happen to you or to me. It happens to everybody. It happens to the best of them. But the difference is the way that those elite traders manage themselves, the way that they manage their perspective in regards to losing. you know, how do they make it so they can, weather those losing streaks and not be messed up in their mind, and not start doubting themselves? That all comes from maturity. Any traders that have been trading for like a year or less, or even maybe 2 years, and are still struggling with dealing with losing, that should be your main focus. Because if that's there 5 years down the line, those same negative thoughts and hard ways of taking losses, it's almost impossible. The reality is it's almost impossible to be profitable, and especially with that shit carrying around, it's definitely impossible to trade full time. Because remember, the stress level is different. It's a different dynamic. Just like it was when some of us got onto live trading for the first time after we did demo. It's a different ball game when real shit's at risk. So you gotta build those walls mentally so you don't fall apart. You know what I mean? And you can manage stuff longer term. And failures and going through these things and being able to bounce back, those are all types of lessons that you have to learn or go through in order to know what it takes to be profitable and be able to get back in line with things when you face these adversities. Without adversities in trading, we can't learn what it really takes to be profitable long term. We just can't. It's not something that someone can just tell you and you magically have the skill or the understanding. You have to feel it yourself, and you have to have processes that you practice, and then over time become effective at, so you can build that confidence in knowing that losing streaks do not matter as long as you follow your rules. And when you don't follow your rules, you have to see the pain that's associated with that. So you think of that circumstance when losing streaks occur. And then you also, if you get out of it, and you practice getting out of it with your rules, then you're going to understand that the losing isn't actually so bad, because you protect yourself with these walls up, which are the rules. So there's some things to consider, you know what I mean? Because it's stuff that people overlook. People have this taste in their mouth about trading. It's easy, quick money. It's only easy, quick money when you know what the hell you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. If you don't know, there's no fast money associated. And even then, it's a slow, steady climb, to get to your goals in trading. So, if you try to rush things, like say you don't accept the losing trades or losing periods, and you just over trade constantly, and stuff like that, it's going to plague you. Remember, losing trades or losing days or streaks of losing, they're just like penalties in sports. It's a great perspective to view. You know what I mean? Losing. So just consider that. But as you can see, like I said at the beginning, I'm not perfect. I showcase the setups that play out, but my account balance always grows because of my mentality to losing, my perspective to losing, my confidence in myself and my understanding about, how I approach the marketplace with my model. I know it very intimately. I have, as you guys know, I'm an ICT student, so all my perspective is ICT based, but my psychology, it's partly from ICT stuff, but majority of it is from, the other resources that I share in the Telegram chat, and, very in depth in the Discord community that we have. Okay. But every day I'm doing something to better my psychology, because we always have something we can improve on, whether it's, our model, whether it's outlining, trades, understanding the higher time frame relationship to the lower time frame, fundamental analysis. There's a lot of different things besides just taking entry points. So that's what you're focused on because you want to make money. That's not the only thing that's required. Like mastering your model, that's not the only thing. There's other factors that'll mess you up. Even if like ICT says, even if or are taught how to select the bias, there will be still other battles that are going to get in the way if you're not paying attention to, all the skill sets that are required to be effective in the marketplace as a trader full-time or even just part-time, So, understand this, replay this video and listen to the things that I'm telling you, if that's what it takes, and like I said, I'll be making more psychology perspective videos as well, just so I can help, whoever's struggling, have the right mindset, because expectations are also a big problem in this industry because of how things are marketed, all these people that sell courses and have all these things that they're selling based on trading. Most of them aren't even profitable. They're making all their money from selling things. So you got to keep that in mind. If people can't showcase it to you the way ICT does, and myself and other ICT students that prove the proof of concept and profitability, then you should stay away from those people. Just because someone has a course, that doesn't mean they know how to trade live. That doesn't mean they can help you. So do your due diligence when you're researching people, or looking for a mentor. Make sure that it's valid and they can prove it to you. Even if it's just in a demo, at least something to prove that they know what the fuck they're doing. Okay, because too many people are getting hurt. I was one of those people at the beginning of my journey. I had massive losses, huge losses. The first year when I was trading, I lost over $12,000. But in reality, it took me that much pain to realize the certain mistakes I was doing, and to be able to help myself get out of my own way, essentially. And you guys don't need to go through that if you take this advice, if you listen to the things surrounding risk management and the importance of it. Because without risk management and a proper plan to manage yourself and a proper understanding of yourself and how you react, and how to fix certain things mentally, you won't survive at all. Doesn't matter if you have the best model on the planet, you won't survive. We're risk managers. Every trade we get into starts off as a loser. We manage the trade correctly and frame things out based on probabilities that result in positive, results from time to time, and then also losses from time to time. But it's about how you manage those things. It doesn't matter about your model. It doesn't matter which. You could be a retail trader if you have, a good plan for risk management and proper logic. You can be profitable. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to be a savage with risk management. You have to master it. And if you don't have a process for it, use this video, as a sign for you to just go and really focus on that, because, in a lot of cases, that's the problem, not the model. The risk management, how you adapt to certain things, like how do you react to losing? That stuff is more important in my mind, and many elite traders' minds, over a model. Of course, you want to have a good model, right? You want to, of course, it's like obvious, right? You want to have sound logic, but at the same time, risk management is right up there, and so is understanding yourself. So keep this stuff in mind. All right. But as you could see, there's times when there was losing streaks. Was I scared? No, because I knew what was coming to me. I know how to get back in line with the marketplace. I know my model. I know how to manage myself correctly. And then I never over risk. I never go over my risk parameters. I have a loss mitigation process, which I also learned from ICT, which I can also, talk about eventually, if that's something you guys would like to hear as well. It goes hand in hand with my risk management approach. So, if you guys want that type of video, I'll be happy to follow through with that as well, to complement this video. Okay. But as you could see, there's times when I was losing, but then there's times that I was winning. This was more of a, back and forth kind of, kind of time in the account. But nonetheless, I didn't lose a lot of money, right? Hypothetically, right? So it's all about keeping your composure, and if you can learn how to keep your composure and not be flustered by certain things and treat demo accounts like real accounts as a new trader, it'll serve you a lot better, rather than you getting some big fat amount and then just going reckless because you just want to get that rush of seeing, what's possible. None of that matters. How you carry yourself in that process matters. That's what makes demo trading effective. But otherwise, it's not effective, and you're just wasting time because you just want to see these, hypothetical numbers, and taking that perspective will carry over into your live trading, and you'll have so many issues, develop so many bad habits, So keep that in mind. All right. But as you can see, there's win streaks. There's some losing streaks, which is managed, right? But then there's big win streaks that bring me back. And then there's some losing. Then there's bigger wins, right? Bigger wins. Right? Then there's more losing. Then there's some, decent wins. Then there's losing, right? So it's continuous management of your capital, As long as you know your model and you have sound risk management, you stay consistent with that, good results follow eventually, right? But there's certain bridges you got to cross, and not everything can be taught. Not everything can just be put inside your mind, from a video. Perspective, it seriously matters. So have the right perspective, set realistic expectations for yourself, especially as a newer trader. Follow strict risk management, dive deep into risk management, and most importantly, understand yourself, how you react to certain situations. Don't just take losses and push them under the rug because, you only have, acceptance to winning trades. Accept losing, that's another thing, right? But yeah, I hope this helped you guys and kind of showed you guys some transparency from this side, right? And yeah, like I said, if you guys need any help with anything, leave it in the comments. I will be making a risk management loss mitigation video if that's something you guys would like. So let me know in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with any trading friends that you have or anyone you think needs to hear this conversation. Yeah. So with that being said, you guys, hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Be careful. It's FOMC, NFP, and interest rate, week, right? So not a week to push your edge or overtrade or do any of these, sloppy things. So, be careful. All right. But yeah, like I said, with that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week. Take care.
Yeah, this a hit right here, Zave.
Got that heat.